Hi everyone, it's Karen and I'm back to show you my first design team project for the month of August for AngeldreamcraftsKim on Etsy. And I will leave links to her beautiful shop in the description box below so that with one click you can easily get to her shop and be able to look at all the beautiful goodies that she has in the shop. And also I will leave a link to the designers who are currently making beautiful projects to inspire you from the wonderful supplies that Kim provides the designers. And so here is what I have done for my project. I have made these little boxes. These are folded out of a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I will link in the description box below the video that I followed in order to, I was actually inspired by a reel on Instagram, which, is really fast, and I followed it and I managed to make one and then I lost the reel. So I looked through YouTube and I found a designer who did a step-by-step tutorial and all the markings on the paper and everything, which was much better than the reel anyway, and to make these little boxes, which like I said, are made from a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And actually I had one 12 by 12 piece of paper that had like advertising on part of it, so I collaged on that side. So that's another thing you can do, is take any of your ugly 12 by 12 papers and collage on them with papers that you like, and then fold them and make these cute little boxes. And then of course they are decorated with beautiful laces and doilies and some trims from AngeldreamcraftsKim and some bling. So I will show you them. I think they're the perfect little box. They measure 4 inches by about 3 inches, and they have a fold over on the top. And I'll open it up and show you what it looks like. But on this one, I took this beautiful lace that Kim had sent me in my design team package, and I cut out the individual pieces and I created a flower on this side of the box, and I put one of the beautiful blings that she sent me in the center. And I used a little bit of the trim from this one, this sort of pretty edging here. I used that just along the bottom edge of the box here. This is the fabric that was also in my design team package that I created my little sewing treasure book out of. So that video is up for the treasure book. It's a 3-part series, and the final one is up and goes through and shows the final and shows a flip through. So if you haven't seen that one, pop over and see it. And I've just added on this lace as well as the trim here. There's the little butterflies that are on there that are so cute. And what I did was I cut out 3 of those butterflies, added them here, and then also added the tiny little acrylics that I have in my stash. I put some of the material along the back of the box as well, and then the top part of this lace that I had used for the flower, this here with the flowers this way and the zigzag pattern, I used that along here. And then at the bottom of you can see the paper that I chose, and then I used 3 flat back pearly pieces as little feet. And I used that gorgeous pink satin ribbon that was also held together in my design team package. I used that to tie her closed. On the front here, I made a tassel, and I used, let me think now, I cut apart this one lace that had that tassel. Oh, I don't have any more of it left. I used it all up in my other project. You'll be seeing that in a couple of weeks. But there was this gorgeous tassel, and of course I never get rid of that because I just turn it into these kind of tassels. It's a single tassel piece that runs along the whole part of the lace, and I just gather it together and make one single tassel out of it. And then these are the pearly little blings that were in my design team package, and I just did a little crocheted chain piece and out of some pink embroidery floss just to hang those within the tassel as well. And then I used I think that's this lace here is part of the one that I think that had the tassels on it. I've cut them all apart, so I don't, oh no, it's this one. It's the same one that's here that I use for the flowers, and I use this on one side, and then this bottom piece here, which you can see, is still on, just barely intact there. I have put that along the edge of the box here. So this is the front of the box. And then undo that gorgeous pink ribbon, and it opens like this. And so it has like another little flap that folds in, and I put another piece of the fabric that she had sent me from the shop, and this is a bit of the netted lace. This is that same trim that's on the front. This one here, and I use this, and then I also use some of these flowers here, and of course the butterflies that I showed you. So I've just done a little bit of collaging with it on the top there, on top of the fabric. And then on this side, this is the paper that gets folded, and I slid in a piece of fabric in here and put a little bit of that pink applique that was in my design team package. And then when you open her up, she has a matching side on this side, and I slid a piece of fabric in there too and added a little piece of the applique. And then I made a little pillow for the bottom of the box made out of that gorgeous fabric. And of course I chose the spot that has the really pretty pink and blue flowers all over it and a bit of red. And that's where the box opens up, and you get quite a nice little, you know, place to put a nice little gift in there. And then it closes back up. On the sides I did a little bit of embellishment with those little flowers that are also part of that one lace. And she just ties back up. I'm going to put that one off to the side. Show you another one that I did. This one I did with a heavier piece of cardstock that was actually the cover of a paper pad, a 12 by 12 paper pad. And so I had to do some collaging on it because it had some of the advertisement on it, but I really liked the paper, so I wanted to use it. So this is of course from a paper pad, and this is more more like heavier cardstock paper, whereas these ones were more scrapbooking paper. It's actually easier to do and to do the folds if you choose a scrapbooking paper, would be my suggestion. This one was a little bit harder to do, so that would be what I would suggest. I used one of the pretty pink doilies that Kim had sent in my design team package, and then I created a flower on the top with this lace, and this comes like this, was in my design team package, and I just cut some of the loopy parts here, and then also some of these as leaves, and I put that on the top, and then I put one of her gorgeous cabochons, which is the roses in the teacup that was in my design team package. I added that to the top. So that's all on the lid. Underneath that is a netted lace that she had sent me, and I just ran that on the top, just underneath the doily. And then I added this chiffon ribbon is from my stash. I added a piece of this lace. This is the one that had the tassel all hanging from it, and I used a piece of it on the front of this box here, and I used a little piece of it. If you look at this little flower here, I used part of that, and I made a little butterfly on the bottom here, and just added a little acrylic on the top of it. And I used some little pearly beads for the feet on this one. I love putting feet on the boxes. I just think it elevates them a little bit, not just in height, but elevates them in style as well. And this one, again, same idea. Opens up, and there's that beautiful netted lace from Kim's shop. This is one of the few netted ones she has. This is a beautiful one, really pretty. And then this box opens up, and this is where this is the paper line is here, kind of this almost, I guess a wood grain almost look to it. And then I added in these colored pieces to collage over parts of it. And this side was okay, it didn't need any collaging. And this piece of lace here is from the top of the one that I cut all apart that had this lace on it, and then this is the topper you can see here. Well, I cut part of it off and used it inside the box, and that's the same one where I have all the tassel pieces left. And then inside, I've used that same lace here on the sides to put a little trim there, and on this side of the box too. And then on the bottom of this one, I just left the collage papers that I had done, And I just did a bit of a lace trim around the edge inside that box, you can see. And that is from this one, and it's this piece right here, where you can see this sort of meshy part and then these little shiny dots. That's what I used, sort of put a little detailing on the inside of the box there. So they're super cute how they open up, how you can put things in them, and then they close up really nicely. And they tie up really nicely too, so that you have these really pretty little, I mean, look at the presentation. If, you know, if you were giving someone, even if you were just to put a gift card in there or a few little, you know, nice little chocolates or something, how pretty would that be to receive? And then later you could just keep that and put it somewhere with little things in it, little trinkets or whatever. This is the last one. I did 3. I often put these things like away for gifts or for teacher gifts. So I thought, well, since I was at it, I would do 3. So this again is made with the scrapbooking paper, the same, similar to the first one. This one's on music type, so is this one. I think these scrapbooking papers were originally given to me, and they were bought down in the United States from Hobby Lobby, and I've had them in my stash a long time. So this one, I used that gorgeous lace with the butterflies and the flower detailing. I used that across the top, but underneath it, I put a piece of that cream colored cotton linen, plain cotton linen fabric that Kim had sent in my design team package. She has that in the shop. I used that behind it because it helped, I felt really helped the lace pop better rather than having the busyness of the paper underneath there. Then I did a collage on this one of some little rolled roses. Kim does have rolled roses in the shop. These ones were from my stash. And I put a little bit of that pink applique in the background as well. And then some of my own acrylics and little pieces that I have and a little paper rose that I had. Just when it's so fun to do these collages on a small little scale like this, because you can use, you know, that one paper flower that you've had hanging around that you wanted to use on something. Well, I found the perfect thing to use it on, and these are just little acrylic pieces I have in my stash that I love to use when I'm embellishing. And then I did put some little flat back pearly pieces on the lace as well for added accent. And then along the back of this one, I used that lace that I used a lot of in my treasure book that I love so much. This one from Kim's shop that has all these different details on it that you can use. This part here, the flowers. So this is part of the bottom here where it has the flowers and that, and I put that along here. So this is the back of the box, and I put it along the edge of the fabric that I had put underneath that lace. And then this is a little chiffon ribbon, again from my stash. And on the front of this one, I used a piece of the double polka dot trim that has the double on it. And instead of using both layers, I just trimmed the upper layer a little bit shorter for a little more detail, and then added one of the little heart trims right in the center here. And then on the bottom of the box, I used more of this lace here, and I just did pieces down the side. I used some little pink beads from my stash for the feet on this one, and I did like a swirly little piece by cutting out different pieces from this lace. I mean, like a lot of Kim's designers, we do love to cut our lace up. And so I cut out one of the florals, and then I cut out some of these little, I call them beaded pieces, but they're just little stitched pieces that are on the lace as well, but they almost look like little tufts or little beads. And then this, of course, from here and from this side, I've put down each side here. And then little clusters of these little bits here and here are cut from the flowers and leaves that run all along this side of the lace. There's so much detailing in that lace. It's so much fun to use and to cut up. And then on the front, on this one, I used a garment pin or bulb pin, and Kim does have those in the shop as well. And I just hung one of the little pearly dangle pieces that she sent with the little rondelle on it. I just hung that there from the ribbon. And on the inside of here, on the inside flap, this side, again, I've put some of that gorgeous lace. And tucked inside here, I've done the same. And I've cut it and collaged it in there to make it fit. And added one of the pretty heart trim pieces there as well. And the same on this side. I put the lace in and then added the little piece of heart trim on top. And then when you open that up, this one I created a little pillow in the bottom of there with the plain linen cotton fabric and then some of the polka dot lace on top, some of this one on top of that, and then more of that other lace cut in pieces to put in the corners and a little bit more of the heart trim on the sides of the box there. And then closes up. And again, they are just so pretty. They're fun to make too, because you don't even need big pieces. And if you have big pieces of lace, you're going to be able to make your lace go a lot farther by being able to cut the smaller pieces to decorate your box with these. And the box is not so tiny that it isn't useful to put a cute little gift inside, or like I said, a gift card or something like that. So I'm just going to pin that right back on there. And there she is. Actually, I just like to flip those and have it hang that way. I just think they hang nicer when you have the closure part at the bottom and the loop here. So those are my 3 little gift boxes that I have created for my design team project for AngeldreamcraftsKim on Etsy. And I hope that you will pop over to the store and have a look at what she has in her shop. And I hope my projects have inspired you to pick up some of her pretty laces and trims and some of her bling, and to make something pretty for yourself or for a gift. Thanks so much for stopping by and spending a little time with me. I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead, and I will be back with another project in a week or so. Bye for now.